तर तुला कॉन्टॅक्ट करेल त्याबद्दल.
अरे इंडियावरून पण हे करू शकतो ना.
हा नाही ते तर करणार ना, पण ऍक्च्युली प्रॉब्लेम असा आहे की इंडियाला गेल्यानंतर मला थोडंसं काम आहे, तुम्ही बँगलोरला पण जाणार आहे. मग
ओके.
तिकडे कसं इंटरनेट कुठे असणार त्याच्यावरती पण डिपेंड आहे ना.
हम्म.
घरी असलो तर ऑफ कर, गौरव सारखा सकाळी उठून मग मला करावं लागणार.
हो 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 हो. Contact. Saving your contact.
हम्म.
And what I can do is I can send you on WhatsApp. Cool.
Yeah.
Delete. So, only.
बाकीचे लोक येतच नाही आजकाल.
मला वाटतंय ते फक्त टाइमपास साठी आलेले. टाइमपास म्हणजे ट्रायल अँड एरर असं
हा, म्हणजे
नव्हतं असं.
त्यांना बघायचं होतं की काय होतं आणि नंतर त्यांना काय पटलं नाही वाटतं ते.
ट्रायल अँड एरर काइंड ऑफ करणार.
हम्म. जावाचा एक प्रॉब्लेम असा आहे की जावा इज हार्डकोर प्रोग्रामिंग.
ट्रू. अरे मी काय केलं माहितीये का, आय जस्ट सर्च फॉर समथिंग लाईक सॅम्पल अँड्रॉइड programs online. There's so many things, and then you get these APKs basically.
अच्छा.
So you can download that, and I just simply open them on my this thing
हाँ हाँ
laptop. They do
हाँ.
open. I'm like, okay, that is simple as that. But I have not written a word in that entire software,
हाँ.
in that entire program, but it runs.
बरोबर.
So I believe the best way to learn is like if one goes tweaking in there, that'll be easier to learn.
नाही, आणि हा आता विनोदने आपल्याला तो प्रोजेक्ट दिला ना त्याचा करायला, त्याच्या कंपनीसाठी.
There are 3 other callers on the call.
त्याप्रमाणे मग त्याचं पण करायचं.
Yep, and I believe, yeah, Gaurav is here. Hello, Gaurav. Not yet.
Yeah, hello guys. Apologies for me missing yesterday's meeting.
Okay.
We had some issue. My machine gave up, so was not able to connect.
Okay.
So are we done with installation part and all?
Yeah, installation and all is
All-
done.
all-
We
all
have
the
Roshan
people.
don't know about the others. And they're gonna join us also.
Yeah, I guess. I means all the people. Otherwise, when we start with the development, then at that time.
So I think we should talk to Vinod regarding that right now. Whether they're gonna join us ahead.
At least all the present one I have done with the whoever is present. They are done with the installation part. Na?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the two things were clashing my installation that time. One was I was not extracting the file, and the other one was my previous Eclipse. It was giving me a problem with the new
Okay.
Eclipse.
Hello guys.
Yeah.
Hello?
Gaurav?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, this is Subha here, Gaurav.
Yeah.
You guys can continue the class.
Okay.
I'm just going to be a silent spectator here, okay?
Okay. Okay. No issue.
Alright.
So all the people are here now already. We don't need to wait for anybody else now.
No one else.
Okay. So last time actually when we ended with the Java introduction, we I guess one of you wanted the importance of the override keyword.
Yeah.
So I'll just take a short example on that, and then we'll directly move on to the Android. Now here, just share my screen. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first, main class name is actually override text, which is at the bottom. We are creating two classes within this file. First one is named animal, which has one method, say public void move, and it will be printing a message just animals can move. And the other class would be dog, which is inheriting from the animal. So it is kind of child class of the animal, and it also have one method move, which says it is just printing dogs can move. So now we are in our main class. We are creating one object. First is animal a equal to new animal. So it is having kind of animal reference and animal object. But the second line we are writing animal b equal to new dog. So that way it is referencing to the animal class, but it is the dog object. So then when we call the move method from the A and from the B, so when we call the move method of the A, it runs the method of the animal class. But when we say B.move, it will run the move method of the dog class. And as you can see the output below, when we run this program, it says animal can move and dogs can move. So when you have created the object of the type A, it would have run the first method, parent class move method, and then second, in the second attempt, it runs the method of the dog class. The reason for this is in compile time, check is made on the reference type. However, during runtime, JVM figures out the object type and would run the method that belongs to that particular object. So it will, at the compile time, it will just check whether this statement is possible or not. Animal b equal to new dog. A new animal can be dog. If you just think that way, simply, a new animal can be dog. So because dog is a type of animal, so that way that statement is possible. In real world also, kind of it should match. Java is very close to the real world. So that way, one of the feature which is more closer to the real world is where C++ was supporting multiple inheritance, Java doesn't support it. What the multiple inheritance means is a child can extend from multiple classes, multiple parent classes. So something on the lines of dog extends animal and bird both. So in real world that is not possible because a particular animal could belong to a particular species. So it would be having only one element or a particular parent. So in real world also we don't have two separate parent for a particular child. So that way they have removed the concept of multiple inheritance from the Java. And therefore in this example the program will compile properly since animal class has the method move. Parent class should have the method with the same name which the child class is trying to call. For example, if you are trying to call b.move, your parent class should also have a method with the name move. So that way, now for example, I will give you you will understand with a simple example. Now if I try to add this one, I say in dog I am trying to add one more method. I will say public void bark, and I will just write one single line. Now to call this, since B is the type of the B is kind of object of the dog type, so we'll try to call it from the B dot. So now as you can see, it is throwing a compile time error. It's kind of saying the method bark is undefined for the type animal, even though we are calling it for the B, which is object of the type dog. It is saying method bark is undefined for the type animal. So this kind of concludes that if you want to call a method from a child class, then it's because you have said animal b equal to new dog. You have not said dog b equal to new dog. Now here if I said dog c equal to now C is object of the type dog and it is also referencing the dog type. So in kind of which both the parameters are related to dog. If I tried if you can see, it's giving the bark option, so it's valid. Now it's not giving error. But if you say b.bark, it won't allow. So this simply means if you are creating an object which is referencing to the parent class, and then you try to call a method from the child class, then it must have the method with the same name in the parent class also. And method name should be same, and all the method signature should be same. That is, if the move method of the parent class is allowing a one string variable, then this should also allow one string variable or something like that. Now comes the override keyword significance. It's actually for the programmers kind of better readability. Now when you mention override here, it won't change kind of not here, sorry. Just before the move method. So the two main significance of the override method is, the first one is you can take advantage of compiler checking to make sure you are actually overriding the method, because in your mind you might think that I am overriding this method without writing the override keyword. You might think that I am overriding because in the real world the program won't be this much small. So when you are coming across many programs, so at that time you will just write public void move, and by some typo error, you instead of move you type MOVR, and then you write some logic in it. But when you try to run the program, it will give some unexpected output, because it's not calling the move method of the child class, it is calling the move method of the parent class. So override, make sure that you are actually overriding it. You are using that concept. So you are this way you can take advantage of compiler checking to make sure you are actually overriding the method. And the second advantage would be the code would be more easier to understand. It will increase the readability for the end user. So whenever next time anybody come across the dog class and move method within that, you can be sure that you are overriding this method from the parent class. So it must be having some basic logic in that class, and now you are just overriding that functionality according to your specific feature. So that way overriding keyword comes into the picture. It's not necessary, but it's kind of very much recommended. Both in the, it will make sure you are actually overriding it, and it increases the readability. So that way it's important.
Gaurav,
So
one quick question again.
Sorry?
One quick question. In that when you're calling for b.bark,
Yes.
B is, it's a new object for the dog, right?
Yes.
And
yes,
the
right.
bark, this thing has been defined in the class dog itself. Then
Yeah,
why is it not giving
correct.
any?
But now for instance, you have first consider the right hand side. You are writing animal B equal to new dog, right? So first you are writing new dog. So it has created an object of type B or type dog. Now it wants to store that object somewhere. So then comes the left hand side into the picture. You are not saying dog B, you are saying animal B. So it's referencing to the type animal, but it's the type of kind of object of type dog, but it's referencing to the type animal. So in such cases where you have two different classes at left and right hand side, if you want to access any method of the child class, you must have that method with the same name in the parent class also. When you will run, like for in the case of move, it will call the proper class only, because in the case of B, it printed dogs can move, as you can see below here. It didn't print the animals can move, so it's calling the proper method. But at least you should be having that method with the same name in the child parent class also. So that way it will work. Now if you also have bark method there, then it won't give any error. It will print this output only, dogs can bark. Whatever you write in the animal class doesn't matter. But when you run this, even though both the classes has animal method, but still it will run the bark method of the dog. Now this is because I have also written c dot bark, and that's why it's coming twice. So basically the first output is for the b dot bark. So even though you have bark method, it's not running it, but you should have the kind of bark method in the, because if you are overriding from your parent, then you are overriding that feature. So to override means simply to change the functionality, but you should have at least have the basic functionality in the parent class. So then you are eligible to kind of override or change something, some logic within that particular function. But you should have that basic function first in the parent class. So that is the main significance of it. Anything else? We'll start with the Android then, I guess. One second, I'll just start the presentation for the Android. 1 second. I will start with the kind of basic Android tutorial. First, we just see overview of that. So kind of what is Android. So now when you hear Android, what comes to your mind? Kind of what is it? So kind of whatever comes into your mind when you first hear the word Android.
Android, I would say it's first it comes as an OS.
In a simple language
or-
only. No need to be technical.
My phone runs on Android, that's all I know, I would say.
So it's basically, you might have, as you might have been aware, like it's kind of operating system. So on which many mobile devices run. Not just the cell phones, it has many other devices also running on the Android operating system. Nowadays we also have the TVs, televisions and many more devices, cameras also now, Samsung Galaxy camera is the example. So now many devices run on the Android. So it's basically an open source and Linux based operating system for mobile devices such as smartphones, tablet computers, televisions, cameras and other more devices. It was developed by Open Handset Alliance, which is led by Google and some other companies. It has many companies within it. So it was initially developed by Open Handset Alliance. Now it's in kind of total, Google has the total ownership of the Android operating system. All the rights are with Google. Android offers a unified approach to application development for mobile devices, which means a developer need only develop for Android OS. They don't need to develop for the each and every specific device, like for television, for camera. They don't need to develop it separately. They just need to develop for the common Android OS, and then their application should be able to run on different devices powered by Android. Of course, that language version compatibility come into the picture, but if you say if you are developing for the lowest denominator, then your application should be able to run on all the devices powered by Android, be it television, be it mobile device, be it tablet, camera, anything. First beta version of the Android software development kit, that is Android SDK, was released by Google in 2007. When the first commercial version, which ran on all the separate different types of devices, which was dubbed as Android 1.0, it was released in September 2008. On June 27, 2012, the at Google I/O conference, Google announced the next Android version 4.1 Jelly Bean, And then we had two minor updates to the Jelly Bean 4.2 and 4.3. And just few months back, Google has announced its latest version in its flagship operating system, KitKat, that is 4.4. We might be getting 4.5 by before the end of this year. So it's kind of we are getting the incremental update every now and then. The source code is
Gaurav,
for the
one quick
Android is
question.
available under free and open source software licenses. What do you mean by open source? When you say Android is an open, yes?
About the Android version. So all these Android versions are free and open source, right? Like anyone can get it on
Yes,
any
yes.
versions downloaded and can update it, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So I was facing one problem. Like I have Jelly Beans on mine, but the KitKat update still I haven't been received. Why is that so?
It's not as simple as it sounds like. The main thing is when you say you want to update the operating system of your phone, the basic thing is it should be supported by your handset maker should supply you the update. It's not as simple as you just go to the internet and you can upgrade it. First, you need to check whether the manufacturer has released an update for your specific model. So say, for example, if you are using Samsung Galaxy Note 3 and you have been using it from the past 6 to 8 months and it had an older version of the Jelly Bean. If you now want to upgrade to the KitKat, first you should somehow be able to know that whether the Samsung has released an update for the Galaxy Note 3, KitKat update for the Galaxy Note 3. If they had released it, then it's kind of simple. Then you just need to go to the company site and they'll be providing some steps XYZ. You need to follow that, and it's kind of very simple. But the main thing is your manufacturer should support that, because for example, if a manufacturer is developing an device today based on the latest Android version, that is KitKat, but after 1 year or 2 years down the line, there have been 2 to 3 new updates, but that hardware might not be able to compete with what the OS is demanding. So it's basically, it should be compatible with the hardware also. So that way, manufacturer are the best person to decide whether your phone will be can be updated to the latest version or not. Generally, the major brand also only release the regular updates. Like generally, Samsung and Motorola only release the regular update. Otherwise, rest of the brands are not that regular with providing the OS update for their phones.
Okay.
So that way you need to consult the manufacturer first. Okay, yeah. Now, as we said, it's kind of open source operating system. So when you say open source, that means all its licensing, and you just need to download the FDK and you can start developing for it. So, and you can tweak it also. There are custom ROMs are also available. So that way you can even change how the basic system works. You can change its basic functionality also by rooting the phone. So it's kind of you can rewrite its kernel also when you are actually rooting the phone. Not to the large extent, but you can do it. So that way it's kind of open source. The source code for Android is available under free and open source software licenses. Google publishes most of the code under Apache license version 2.0, and the rest Linux kernel changes under the GNU, that is General Public License version 2. It's just for the information. This won't be related anything to the. It's not related with anything to the related to the development. Just for kind of your knowledge. When you say Android is a kind of a very powerful operating system, so you say it on the following basis. Kind of, we'll look at the basic Android feature. First, it provides the beautiful UI. So that is a user interface. So Android OS basic screen provides a beautiful and intuitive user interface. What do you mean by that? You have lots and lots of views to when you are creating any screen. You can have normal text box, you can have labels, you can have buttons, radio buttons, progress bar, and whatnot. So it's kind of based on your requirement, you can keep anything on your screen, and then you need to define its functionality in your program file, whichever program file your Java file is you are having. But user interface is written in XML, and you can play with whatever you want based on your requirement. The second is connectivity. It provides very much all the each and every connectivity domain like GSM, Edge technology, CDMA, UMTS, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, LTE, NFC, and recently one new technology has also come, that is WiMAX. So Android kind of supports all the connectivity options when you are playing with the application. And if you want to use Bluetooth functionality of the mobile within your application, then also you can do that, and all these connectivity you can use from your phone within the application when you are developing the application. Next is storage. For the storage, we have the basic database, SQLite, which is a lightweight version of the SQL server. It is a relational database, and it is used for the data storage purposes. You also have some other method for the data storage, like you can save on the external server, or you can create a file within the application, or you can just save the values in the key values pairs or in XML file. So you have many options, but the most widely used is the SQLite. The next is media support. It supports variety of the audio and video supports, starting from H.263, H.264, MPEG-4 SP, audio formats, AMR, MP3, MIDI, AAC, WAV, and the images. When it comes to images, it supports JPEG, PNG, GIF, bitmap, and many more formats. For the messaging purpose, like as we were discussing earlier, you are developing an application job, something kind of job application or something like that. So at that time you come across a vacancy which is not useful to you, but you think it might be useful to someone else from your contact. So we want to just forward the information to someone else. So you can have a send SMS kind of function within your application. And when you say send SMS, it will send the whole information to that particular person. You don't need to open the messaging app. You can do it just from within your app only. It also has the some other function like web browser. So you use web browser on your phone, actual phone. So you can use it here also. Web browser is there. Then you have multi-touch. So 4 to 5 touch support is not available now. So you can use that. It will sense the multiple touch at the same time. If you keep your two finger at two different places on your screen, it will sense both. Generally, it's used for the zooming a picture or functions related to that, function similar to that. So it's useful for that. Then you have multitasking. This is kind of the one of the most important feature when you play with Android. So when you say the multitasking, what it means, if you are sending an Android, you are talking about Android OS. So if you are playing a game and you receive a phone call, then your game will be paused, and side by side you can proceed to your call. Also, when you are doing any download from the internet, but at the same time you can also watch the videos. So it's kind of able to perform multiple tasks at the same time. That is the kind of very much big advantage of the Android. There are many more, like you can have resizable widgets, and it supports the multiple language. Then it has recently introduced GCM, which is called as Google Cloud Messaging. It is a service that lets developers send short messaging data to their user on Android devices without needing a proprietary sync solution. That is, if you don't have the SMS service on your phone, even though you can send it, it has a specific process. You need to register on the Google Cloud Messaging service, and then you need to use the key, but it at least supports that service. And now from the Jelly Bean, they have also started a feature called Android Beam, which is a popular NFC-based technology that lets user instantly share data just by touching two NFC-enabled ports together. In that case, it's not it's superior to the Bluetooth. In the case you don't need to do you don't need to search for the other device, or you don't need to pair, or you don't need to select that device. You just have to hold two devices together and it will start the file transfer. So those were kind of the basic features due to which we say it's kind of very powerful operating system. Next we can have some information about Android applications. So Android applications are usually developed in the Java language using the Android Software Development Kit. And once developed, Android application can be packaged easily and sold out either through a store such as Google Play or Amazon Play. You have some more store also, like you also have GetJar, which also sells the Android application. But the most popular one is of course the Google Play, followed by the Amazon App Store. On Google Play you can have both type of application, paid application also and a free application also. For the paid application you need to link your Google account with a Google Merchant Wallet account, so that if anybody pays buys your application, after some processing charge your money will be directly deposited into that account. So whenever you are setting up the paid application, it will first prompt you to set up a Google Merchant Wallet account. So you can buy that. The minimum price of an application can be set to 1 USD. So you can't have any application which costs less than that. So it is the minimum cost, $1. If you want to your application to be paid, it should be kind of minimum $1. So that is all related to the publishing. It provides, as of now, Android provides hundreds of millions mobile devices in more than 190 countries around the world. It's the largest installed base of any mobile platform, and it's kind of growing fast. So today, the world's majority of the smartphones are powered by the Android operating system. It has different version on different phones, but collectively it's kind of the first operating system across the world. Every day more than 1 million new Android devices are activated across the globe. So it's kind of count would be too large, or if you say if you count by till today. So now just the overview for the Android versioning. When it started in 1995, the first version was named Android 1.0. At that time it didn't have any kind of version name for it. It was just the numbering like 1.0. And API level is whenever you develop an Android, you come up with a related all the programming code and whatever you can say libraries and all. So you need to specify API level to that. So it was API level 1. Then came the Android 1.1. So it had the API incremental API level also, the API level 2. Then they gave the next Android name as 1.5, and then since it was the third version, so they started with the letter C, and from then onwards they have been giving the name based on the alphabet, and it's kind of dessert name each time. So after cupcake it became donut. So after C it starts with D, and both are dessert. So that way the tradition is followed till date. Cupcake, donut, eclair, froyo, gingerbread, honeycomb, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean, and Kit Kat. So all these are basically dessert names, and in the incremental alphabetical order. So after 1.6 we had 1.6, 1.5 we had 1.6, which was API level 4. Then for the eclair we had many incremental updates. So initially it was 2.0 API level 5. Then they provided a minor update to that. So 2.0.1 with API level 6, and then came 2.1 with API level 7. So all three of these would be named as eclair, but would be a different version number and API level. Then came 2.2 Froyo, API level 8. They did provide its update, that is 2.2.3, but they changed the API same. because it was not the major update within the programming code. It was kind of related to the background thing, not actually related to the program. So that's why the API level was the same. Then came the most popular operating system before the Jelly Bean, that was Gingerbread. Till last year, it was kind of it was installed on more than 40% of the devices worldwide, Gingerbread alone. Now, as the penetration of the Jelly Bean is increasing, so now Jelly Bean has just jumped past the Gingerbread as the most installed operating system version of the Android. So Gingerbread had 2.3 and 2.3.22 version. For both, the API level was same 9, and for the 2.3.3 and 2.3.72 versions, API level was 10. Then came the 3.0 Honeycomb. It was kind of specifically designed for the tablet user interface, and that too in the landscape view, because by that time tablets had increased their penetration to a larger user base. So they felt a need to have a separate operating system for the both. So this was kind of exclusively for the tablets, and it also had some 2 minor updates. So API level 11, 12 and 13. Then came the 4.0 ice cream sandwich. So we changed the UI to a great extent. So initially it was already, Android was always described as the second to the iOS when it came to user interface and all. But ice cream sandwich onward, it has helped to reduce that gap to a much lesser extent now, because from ICS onwards we have kind of UI has been improved to a large extent in the Android. Then now in the current last 2 updates, that is Jelly Bean and KitKat, they have been focusing more on KitKat is specifically designed for to work on the low RAM devices, because in some of the developing country, emerging markets, there the budget Android mobile is the largest used by the largest user base, budget mobile. So they have generally less RAM, that is 512 MB and like that. So for them to run smoothly, Android has optimized its current operating system. It's specifically for the main agenda of Android KitKat is to run smoothly on the low RAM devices. Jelly Bean has introduced many features such as that Google Now, which is working by the voice command. You just need to provide some voice command and it will do multiple tasks for you, kind of adding an entry into the calendar or adding a alarm or something like that. So it's kind of that feature. Then Android Beam, as I just explained, you can transfer data using NFC technology between the 2 NFC enabled devices. So this was the kind of just the overview for the Android versioning. It started with 1.0 and the latest version is 4.4. We might have one more starting with the next letter in this calendar year only, in the last quarter most probably. So it will be next update. Currently the latest we have is the Android KitKat. So whenever we are coming to the development, we'll be trying to use the latest FDK only. So you try to install the KitKat FDK only within your Eclipse. So that way we'll be kind of coping up with the whatever the latest operating system is supporting. We can use all those features, and if any old feature is deprecated, then by mistake also we won't be using that, because we'll be using the latest FDK. So if we use any older feature, then it will automatically kind of give us the error that you are using the deprecated API or something like that. So this way will be this is the kind of versioning history.
Hello, Gaurav. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, regarding that, you said that we have to use the latest KitKat version in your Eclipse. So
Yes.
now while I have installed, is it already installed? I need to separately install that KitKat version in my Eclipse.
If you can go to the show right away only. Now, if you can see, when we go to the, we have FDK manager. Yes. you can go to the Windows and open your Android FDK manager.
Okay.
This way, if you can see for these are the first three are whatever you have under tools folder is the basic thing, so that don't consider that. Then comes all the different Android versions. So for the 4.4.2, which is the latest KitKat version, FDK platform is saying install. So that way I have it installed properly.
Okay.
And you can also install multiple OSs also, multiple versions also. It will give you all the options, whichever has been came till now. 1.0 and 1 are deprecated, so that won't be available now. From 1.5 onward, you can use any OS for the development of your application. So that's way, if you want to install, you just need to, for suppose this was not installed, so it said not installed, so you just need to check that values.
1 sec, I'll just show you my screen. There is, I don't know, some problem I got.
Yes, sure.
And meanwhile, Gaurav,
Yes.
I just checked with my stuff. It is saying, where is it gone? Yeah. It is saying documentation for Android SDK is not installed. SDK platform update available revision 3. So should I update it?
Come on,
Oh, okay. I can update it.
yeah, one second. Yeah. How I can.
Gaurav,
Have
that's
you
my
opened your
screen.
FDK manager right now?
Yeah.
I can see your Eclipse, but not the FDK manager.
No,
No,
this
I
is my
mean,
screen.
you're seeing Swapnil's screen right now.
Okay. Sorry.
I have got an error here. Can you see Gaurav S copy is not recognized as an internal or external? The
Where?
manager is not opening.
Yeah, you can just open that, so that way.
Yeah, I will show you again.
X copy is not recognized. FDK manager is not opening only.
Yeah, I don't know. All things I installed that time when I started my SDK manager, but it's giving me these errors now.
You can just try to
Again,
go
please,
to the location from the file explorer kind of thing, and then once try from there.
I can install 6 packages.
That only FDK manager you had outside only.
yeah, but it just opened the window and closed. I don't know what happened. It's not open. Is it necessary if I'm using these folders Eclipse, I need to use this folders SDK manager? Because I think I have one more SDK manager here.
Okay, so just come to your Eclipse and make sure you are actually pointing. You have two of them. Go to Windows.
No,
and
this is the
preferences.
unextracted one. That the same thing I've extracted.
Okay,
here.
okay. I understood. It's compressed zip file, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it may be automatically connecting to the. You can check from here only. Yes.
Yeah, Eclipse. Where should I go?
Go to Windows and then preferences.
Okay.
Android, yes. You can see from here also actually it's 4.4.2 is installed. So after that you are done, I'll show you my screen. So whatever SDKs you have installed, multiple version, if you have installed multiple version, then it will show you all the versions which you have installed till now.
So why my SDK manager is not opening this?
This path, once cross check now, this correct whole path is correct now.
Yeah. I have to go till SDK only, right? or anything else inside that, build tools or something like that.
Yes, yes, in the FDK root folder.
Yeah, the path is correct.
The path is correct, na?
Yeah, path is correct.
Yeah, just try to apply and okay. Yeah.
It's still giving me this error. But I think that
Actually, I have never
Android
come
new
across
version is
this
being
error, so
installed, right?
just need to search on this. Yes?
Android, the latest version I think has been installed, so I'll be able to use it, even if
Yes,
the
yes, yeah. Yeah, to just cross check, just quickly go to file and new Android application project. Give any name, test or something like that. Next. Yes, yes, that's all. Just remove the first check icon, create custom launcher. Yeah, that is, yeah, next. Yeah, fine. Okay, next. You can finish it.
It takes so much time.
It takes little bit of time because when you create a project, it's kind of first Android project in your workspace now, so it will be loading some FDKs and all.
Is it loading that virtual window or something?
It's no, now it's the building workspace and loading data for Android 4.2. It's coming in the right hand corner. See.
Yes, yes, yeah, that. One second, it won't take more than a minute. So let it load then, but that way you will be sure like it's working properly. You can just try to run this application. Right click on the test from the left navigation bar. Run as and then Android application, yes. Oh, but on that need to create one AVD. Contain errors. Go to that problem tag below. In below, yeah.
Hello, Gaurav. You seen this?
Yeah. Can you first expand that first error actually? Saying container Android dependency references non-existing library or library name is not getting displayed.
Here at the bottom you can see C Android development
Yes,
workspace.
C Android development workspace.
I
App
have created
contact.
a different workspace for this. That's fine, right? In the C
Yes, yes.
directory, I have created a folder Android development in that workspace, and I'm using that one.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. Go to project and clean once project tab, top of the one.
Clean all projects.
Yeah, okay. Now the errors are not there.
Yeah, no warning for that.
Yeah.
The import android.org build is
That is
never
okay.
used.
That is okay.
So again,
Never
I'll go
use
to
the warning. Yeah, now you can try to. Whenever you get the error, the first, the basic step you should try is to with cleaning, because some kind of pointing of some references FDK, and that might not be proper. So when you refresh it, now it will first start. You need to first start simulator, so it might take some time. Yeah, you need to add. Yes, you can say yes.
So like you, it's asking me to connect a Android device to the laptop, right? Like my phone or something like that, right?
Yeah. If you have a device attached to it and it's kind of properly got connected to the your system, then it would give where you have the first tab, choose a running Android device. Your phone will come into that list. So you can just select it. Currently, you don't have any Android device created, so you won't be able to run it directly. That AVD manager window went away.
Is this a confirmation that my everything has been installed, right? Like
Yeah, mostly. Still will be that to run an application, you first need to create a virtual device. So it might take some time. Just I guess you'll create. You want to run it once, or we can first wrap up the basic.
yeah, we can wrap up the basic thing, because if it's working, then like while we are going ahead, we can work on it, right?
Yes. So because that I guess you have attached one device, na?
Yeah, I have attached one device too.
Which giving, but it has to have all the drivers installed properly and all that.
So what type
you
of
need to check USB debugging on in your setting.
okay.
So it would be somewhere around user setting or something like that within.
Yeah, for that, if you drop down, there should be more options which I'm not.
Developer options, I think.
Yeah, in the developer option it might be there. But different phones have a little bit tweaked UI, so that name may be something little bit different. If you have the kind of basic vanilla flavored Android that is no tweaking with its UI, then you might have name developer option. Otherwise, it might have some other name.
No, I have just now on my developer options, like it was off, and I just checkbox the USB debugging. I think I need to take out my this thing and again connect it.
Yeah, I have to unlock my developer option on my phone. I have a Samsung S3.
I don't know. Whenever I connect this
Yeah.
thing,
So have you checked it now?
Roshan, he is asking you.
Yeah, sorry. Checked what?
You have checked that option now, USB debugging option.
USB. Okay. Okay.
You can try with the virtual device for the time being also.
Yeah, I mean, anyways, right now I'm just using a virtual device.
You need to create it first. This window is kind of the second step. First step was the earlier one. You can just close this for the time being. Just close it from the top.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Android device chooser you are getting now pop-up on that. Close it.
Okay. Launch cancelled.
Yeah, that's okay. Now here you say new here. Click new. It's little slow at your side only, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it came now.
This is kind of very much memory consuming application, both Eclipse along with the AVD.
Oh.
You can give any name.
Yeah, AVT is very
Without
slow
space,
to move.
without spaces. It's okay. That's it. Next tab is device. Quickly select any value on that drop down from drop down. Which device you want. It has some pre-built list like Nexus 5 and all, whatever you want.
So anything is fine, right?
Yeah, but if you select tablet or that, then you need to say
No,
scale
like mine
according to
is.
the real size.
You're asking which device I attached the similar one?
Sorry?
The device which I have attached similar to that?
No, it's not necessary. This is simulator, so it is kind of independent of all the things.
I select Nexus.
Nexus 5 you can select. Yeah, so now front camera, back camera are okay for the timing. Yeah, you can just specify some card size, SD card size, 512 MB or 1 GB, whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's it?
yeah, okay is not enabled, I guess.
Yeah, okay is
Okay.
not enabled. Something is required? Emulation of something like that?
Try to select the skin option. Skin field is
Skin?
there.
Okay.
Above front camera and back camera. Yeah, there.
No skin or something?
Yeah, will do.
No, now came, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I click OK or something, it goes to non-responding first and then it works.
We'll give the start command to the DVD and then we can continue because it's starting, it will take 5-7 minutes, but we'll first give.
Okay. Yeah.
Still that window is coming, na? Create new if
Yeah.
not responding. It's saying a little bit slow. Don't try to rush up.
No.
Initially, to create first device, it takes little bit of time. Once the device is kind of active and running properly, then it won't take that much time. Better to have at least 4 GB of RAM on your system. You are using Android and virtual devices both. This comes if you can check for on a task list and all. These two will combine the use 600, 700 of RAM alone.
So normally I've seen people dedicate one of the systems specifically for development. They
Yes.
don't do anything else on it so that it doesn't get disrupted in between. Because here we can't there is no custom made system. We have to buy whatever is provided to us. So that's the problem.
Yeah, that's correct. Still giving this option, huh?
Yeah, still giving. I think we can start up with our lecture once it's like I'll change the presentation.
Oh, it would have been better. You can just have started that device actually, because otherwise that starting will take again 5-10 minutes. So once you start that, then you can just rush through it quickly. बहुत पब्लिक जा रहा है क्या वोट करने को?
Actually refresh, my refresh also stuck. Oh, today is voting in Mumbai, right?
Yeah, I
How you
believe
came
so,
to know?
right?
My mom told, I'm from Mumbai. My mom
Yeah,
told
that
me.
I understand from your name only. You must be an Indian.
Yeah. Yeah, something came here.
Yes, now just click on the device name, and say start from the right side. One more window will come, wait.
Oh, I totally forgot. I need to call my mom. It's her birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Her birthday or her birthday?
Her birthday.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah,
wish and
whenever
on
I
behalf
remember
of
her
us
birthday,
also.
today is Sachin Tendulkar's birthday too.
Today?
Yeah. What should I give you? Anything, any option should I select? Gaurav? Hello? Hello? Roshan?
Yeah,
Oh, you are there, right?
yeah.
Gaurav, I think he's not able to hear us.
Yeah, Gaurav is very much there.
Yeah, but... Hello, Gaurav?
Hello, Vinod.
Hello? No one's replying back.
See,
Oh,
Gaurav is in India, so I believe he might have some problems, but Vinod at least, I have no idea. He should know.
Vinod was not there. I think some lady, I don't know who, someone spoke, right? She
Oh
was
yeah, some
speaking
lady
just now.
was there. Right.
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
Okay.
Vinod? Hello, Vinod? Uh, wait, let me call him. Let me call Vinod.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
if you want your simulator device to screen size to be closer to your actual phone, then you can click scale display, or you can just say launch.
So launch is better. Later on
Yeah,
we'll-
it just say launch.
Did you guys need me?
No, that's fine. Actually, we were not able to catch up with Gaurav, so that's why we were calling for Vinod.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
actually, by mistake I had muted myself.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, now it's done.
Now, wait, you can close this dialog, Android Virtual Device Manager. After a few seconds, it will start that stimulator. But how you power up your device, it takes some time. No? So
Yeah.
similarly, this will also take some time.
Okay.
Generally, more
right now,
than
should
what
I
your
make you the
real-
presenter again and start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Now, when you see that after kind of 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you can check that device. If the normal menu like what you see in your phone comes, then let me know. Then you
Okay.
just need to run that application.
Yeah. I've made you the presenter.
Yeah. Now comes the one of the kind of attention-seeking part of this chapter. It's kind of Android architecture. So when you will be actually developing it, then it might not directly come into the picture, but at least you should have the idea about how things work. So that's why the divided into the this Android architecture divided into 4 layers, and second layer from the bottom contains two different sections. So that way it has 5 different sections. Android operating system is a stack of software component which is roughly divided into 5 sections and 4 more layers as shown here. So topmost layer is application layer, then application framework layer, then we have third layer which contain 2 sections, libraries and runtime, and bottommost layer is the kind of system layer, Linux kernel which is having. So we'll be starting with the bottommost layer, that is Linux kernel. It is the, as we saw, it is the bottommost layer in the hierarchy. It is Linux 2.6 with approximately 115 patches. So what patches meant, it has that much component. So one is display driver, camera driver. So when you are running any personal computer, so it has different component and different drivers for that. So similarly, phone also have audio, video, and all other functionalities. So for that, it needs to have some driver. So all those driver along with some power management thing and all that are resides at this level. It provides the basic functionality like process management, memory management, and all that. Memory management, what all? Yeah, it also provides the device management like camera, keypad, display. So it provides how they work, and drivers needed for them are stored at this level. Kernel handles all the things that Linux is really good. That is such as networking and a vast array of device drivers, which take the pain out of interfacing to peripheral hardware. Because when you buy any new hardware, you need to have a support device driver with it. So Linux is kind of very good at it, and that's why it will be taking care of all the things. Linux kernel, which is the base of the Android world. So you don't need to worry about then any other thing. The next component would be, as you can see in the diagram, next component, next layer is second layer from the bottom, and it contains 2 components. So first is libraries. So it contains basically it is a set of libraries only. It contains various open source web browser engine WebKit, then a well-known library LIFC, and then SQLite database, which is useful repository for storage and sharing of application data. It also has library to play and record audio and video, that is to support for media, and there is SSL libraries, responsible internet security, that is secure layer. You have SSL. When you are working with web URL and all, you need to have the particular security. So at that point of time, this SSL libraries will be useful, which are part of the basic Android only. Then the next is Android runtime. It provides a key component which is called Dalvik Virtual Machine, DVM. It's kind of a Java virtual machine, but it's specifically designed for the Android, and optimized also because Android has some specific requirements as compared to the native Java. So that's why that's been tweaked a little, and then it makes use of linear core features. Memory management, multi-threading, it all uses. Virtual machine is there, so it will be taking care of multi-threading, multitasking, and all that thing. It enables every Android application to run it in its own process with its own instance of the DVM. So if you have 10 different applications, those all 10 will be having its own instance of the Dalvik virtual machine. So processing for each and every application will be done separately, and that's why you say Android support the multitasking, because all that operation are done asynchronously. They don't depend on each other for the processor power or all that. And it also provides a set of basic core libraries which will enable Android application developer to write Android application using standard Java programming language. And this reside at the second layer from the bottom, and it's kind of functionality related layer. The next layer would be, as you can see in the diagram, the second layer from the top, that is application framework. Now this application framework layer provides many high level services to application in the form of Java classes. So and this allows Android applications to make use of the services in their application. So it provides kind of the basic Android Java programming, Android and Java programming. Application framework kind of base of what you develop. Whatever you need is stored here. And the topmost layer is application layer. You'll find all the Android application at the top of this layer. You'll write whatever application you write, and that application will be installed on this layer only. So when you develop an application, then you say run as Android application. So at that point of time, it is actually installed on the topmost layer. And examples of such application can be contact book, browser. Again, those are inbuilt application. You have not developed them. The system has developed for them, developed for you. These were kind of just the overview for the 5 different sections present in the 4 different layers in the Android operating system, how this works. Next is what are the basic component of the Android. So the first we'll say Android application component are the essential building blocks of an Android application. These components are loosely coupled by the application manifest file, which is known as Android manifest.xml. So when we'll move to the development part, we'll come to know the importance of this file. This file describes each component of the application and how they interact. If you have ever come across any web project, then you have web.config file there. So it's kind of, it's very much equivalent to that file. It is Android equivalent of web.config file. It kind of store all the basic things related to your project. And there are 4 main components that can be used within an Android application. So first component would be an activities. So activities dictate the UI and handles the user interaction to the smartphone screen. So whenever you start an application and whatever you see is an activity. An activity represents a single screen with user interface. For example, an email application might have one activity that shows a list of new emails, another activity to cooperate an email, compose an email, another activity for reading emails. If an application has more than one activity, that is it has multiple activities, then one of them should be marked launcher. So when we were seeing the Java introduction tutorials, as we said, in an Android Java file, a simple Java file can have multiple Java classes, and each can have its main method. So as we seen earlier, main is the entry point of the application in that case. So if you want to run that application, you need to specify which main method you will like to run. So similarly here also, if you have multiple activities, then one of them should be marked launcher. So say you have a login screen, then you have welcome screen, and you have some internal operations which are present, 3 screen you have. So you need to specify which screen should be the launcher screen. So when an user clicks your application icon from the main menu, which screen should be shown first to him? So that will be known as the launcher activity. An activity is implemented as a subclass of main class activity. Its name is also activity, that is the parent class. So whenever you create a custom activity in your class, it should also extend. It should always extend the base class activity. And it has some kind of default method which should be compulsorily overridden. One of them is onCreate. So we'll take this part separately also. This is introduction. Activities will be kind of a total whole chapter because it's a basic building block of an Android application. So for the timing, it has some 3 to 4 basic methods which should be overridden. One is onCreate, where you make all the initialization, like initializing your user interface and calling your user interface file and creating the variable and all the things. And this was in the onCreate method. Then you can have onDestroy method also, which will be called when you are leaving your activity. For example, when you are pressing back, and from the home screen you say back, so application will be closed. So what should happen at that time? That code will come in onDestroy method. So these method can be overridden when working with an Android activity. So you need to extend the base class activity when you are working with your custom activities. The next application component, the second one is services. They handle background processing sorry, associated with an application. So a service is a component that runs in the background to perform long-running operation. For example, a service might play music in the background while the user is in a different application, or it might fetch data over the network without blocking user interaction with an activity. So these services might not necessarily have some user interface. They will be kind of processing in the background, because playing music does not necessarily it must not necessarily have a user interface. You can just play it in the background only, and you can play a game or do something else in the foreground. So that are the services, and similar to the activity, it must extend the parent class services when you're creating a custom service class. The third important application component is broadcast receiver. They handle communication between Android OS and the application. They respond to the broadcast messages from other application or from the system. So, for example, application can also initiate broadcast to let other application know that some data has been downloaded to the device and is available for them to use. So this is broadcast receiver who will intercept this communication and will initiate appropriate action. For example, if you are downloading any file using your web browser, so you had set some option like whenever download is complete, it should also perform some XYZ action like opening that file or something. So when the download is complete, your browser will broadcast that information to all other applications, and your video player or something will receive that update and will understand yes that file has been downloaded, and then video player will understand that I need to play this file. And similar to earlier to the example, you need to implement it as a subclass of a broadcast receiver parent class, and each of its message will be broadcasted as an intent object. So that intent, whenever you are done with some operation, you will broadcast it in the form of intent object. Other application will receive that and will process them accordingly. Now, what is intent we'll see later. The fourth and last part of the application component is content provider. They handle data and database management issues. They supply data from one application to others on request. Such data requests are handled by the methods of the content resolver class. The data might be stored in a file system, the database, or somewhere else entirely. As I let you know earlier, that storage area can be different. It can be database, it can be some file on the system, or it can be some XML file, or it can be some external web server or something like that. So the data can be stored anywhere else. Content provider is implemented as subclass of content provider class, and it must implement a standard set of APIs that enable other application to perform transaction, that is sharing the data between the application. So that way it concludes the four main component of the Android application system. The additional components are as follows, which are fragments. Fragments represent the behavior or a portion of user interface in an activity. This has been kind of integrated within an Android application by just, I guess, one of the last two operating system versions, that is either Jelly Bean or the KitKat. I need to be sure for that. These are kind of used for the, for example, when you are developing a website, you will be keeping master page and footer content all through your website. So something similar of that concept is done with the fragment. If you want certain part of your activity to be constant all across your application, it should be present like on all the screen, and you can use it in the form of fragment. You just need to create it once, and then you can just call it by the fragment name, and you can reuse that code. So it provides the code reusability. The second are the views. Those are user interface element, UI elements that are drawn on screen, including button, list, text boxes, labels, progress bar, rating bar, contact badge, time picker dialog, date picker dialog, and all. The third is layouts, view hierarchies that control screen format and appearances of the views. What this means is we have different views like buttons and labels and all, but we need to place them in a container. So layouts will be those container. Layouts are of different size. Like linear layout can be first is linear layout, which can be either oriented horizontally or vertically. So in a linear layout, each view will be placed one after another. So if you say vertical orientation, the second view will be placed immediately below the first view, and that way. If you use relative layout, then it uses the earlier view's relative position to place itself. So you can say to right of first element or below first element, something like that. You can also have table layout, grid layout. So those are different types of layout. Next is intent. Those are message wiring component together. Messages which are wiring component together. So when you are using broadcast receiver, you will need to pass the data by using the intent from one application to other application or like that. Next one would be resources, which contain the external elements such as string, constant, drawable picture, whatever. It's literally according to its name, whatever resources you need within your application. So if you want to use some image icons, so that will be placed somewhere in the resource directory. If you want to use some external string, like because you generally don't hard code the external string when it comes to the Android application. For example, if you are creating a contact form, so you want to say enter your first name. So that much string, enter your first name, you don't directly write it in the XML file. You try to write it in a strings.xml file, which has a collection of all the hard coded strings. Because if you want to use it at multiple places, then it would be good idea to define it in the strings.xml class. And the last one is the manifest file, which is the most important file, configuration file for the application. We describe what is the package name, what is the application name, and few other important kind of application things. So this will be kind of additional component fragments which can be reusable across the application on different screens. Views are basic element like buttons, text boxes, label, and all that. Layouts are the container for those views. Next would be intents, which will be used for the message wiring components. Will be used while we are using broadcast receiver and all. Next is the resources, which contain all the external elements such as string, constant variable, drawable pictures, external database. So all that would be stored in the resources file, and the last one would be manifest file, which is the configuration file for the application. So it's for kind of all related to the architecture, and by this we complete all the basic theoretical parts, Android introduction part with this. Next time, I guess tomorrow only, we'll be starting directly with the Hello World program. So by that anyways, if you have any issues installing it or anything, then anyways we are going to start development from tomorrow onward. We are done with the theoretical part. So at that time, if you have any issue, then let me know. What happened with your that virtual device?
I'll just show you. It just blank screen came. I don't know, a black brand. 1 second.
Yeah. Sometimes when you are starting it for the first time, it takes a hell lot of time.
See, this is the one. This screen came. That's it.
You didn't got that Android kind of blinking Android word blinking in between the screen.
No,
right at the
nothing like
center.
that. Just this AMD icon blinked and I opened it. It's this way from past so much time.
It's like that only.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I start my end now, then it also might take some time.
Is there any way to again start this?
You need to close it basically.
This one, okay.
It might take again around 10 minutes or something like that.
Gaurav, it so happened that I had updated my, where is it gone?
Yes, what?
I had updated my, this thing, SDK, and it seems to have forgotten everything now.
It was prompting you to install the new revision version, I guess, right?
No, basically Yeah, I mean, firstly, everything that all the programs that I had some basic programs written, and everything has turned red. Like, no, the error messages have come
Error
up.
kind of cannot find class and all that.
Yeah, and when I'm trying to open the virtual device, it says it cannot find the tools inside this thing, inside
Sometime
that.
when you sometime when you update your this HDK version, it just need to the basic step would be first the basic step would be to close the Eclipse and from the task manager close that process adb.exe Android debug bridge.exe
Should I show my
adb.exe.
screen?
Yeah, it will be fine.
Okay, my screen, is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes.
Okay, so what it so happened, whatever was there in here, everything has turned red,
That I understand.
and now this was available for me, but now it says the location of the Android SDK has not been set up with the preferences.
I understand.
That part
Have you restarted it even once? Eclipse.
Yeah, I had restarted it after it was completed updating. I mean, you're talking about Eclipse only, right? Not the computer.
Yes, about Eclipse.
Yeah, I
Now
had
this path,
restarted.
try to go from browse. This is the correct path, right?
Yeah, it is in Android, and that's in SDK.
You
And
don't have
SDK,
multiple copies, no?
sorry?
You don't have multiple copies of FDK or something like that.
No.
Do
SDK,
you
where
have
will
tools
this be?
folder? You have, no? But just no. Select FDK here and say OK here.
Okay. SDK.
This apply button is only
It's
not
saying you
validated.
to update the ADT to the latest version. The above error message.
Now, Android, where is that now? How do I do that?
It would be done from that only, but if your FTK manager is not starting.
Should I just hit this restore default?
Yeah, try once. It will only restore the path. Yeah, that's why I told.
No.
Cancel it. Yeah. Restart it once right now. Close the Eclipse and then start your task manager. Minimize all other things.
Okay.
Yeah. And just Control Shift Delete.
Control Shift Delete.
Yes. Task manager. That Windows Task Manager is there. No?
Okay. Can you see my
He just
screen
asked you
right
to
now?
close the program from the task manager at the
Yes.
application completely.
That process, sometime what happens, even though you restart go to processes, second tab, sorted by name, right? Yeah.
No, there's nothing
No, it's
for the
sorted by
reference.
name.
Sorted by name.
Just click on image name.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing called
Yeah, so
Eclipse.
adb.exe is not there. Yeah, okay, fine. Close this and start
adb.exe
Eclipse again.
is there.
Is there adb.exe?
Yeah. Now, close it first. End process.
Okay.
Yeah, now start the Eclipse.
This Eclipse is a regular Java Eclipse.
So go from the SDK.
But for the Android, yeah, this is the one.
Go for check for updates, no? There is an option here.
Check for updates. You are connected to the internet, yeah, so that it will find. I will just check my version, what it is actually.
No updates were found.
Where to check that version, Gaurav?
Yeah, I'm also
You
actually
can go to
trying to check my version.
In the preferences only, I think so.
Yes. ADT version would be, you can check it from, I guess, FDK manager only.
My FDK manager is not.
Mine is 22.6.2.
Yeah, that one.
yeah, it
Roshan
says
is
that.
getting.
No, it says that is the minimum required.
I'm just telling mine. Mine is
Okay.
22.6.2 only.
My current version is 22.3.0. So
Okay.
how do I update that stuff?
You need to. You can do it from there, but you'll need one URL, I guess, that you'll need from Googling. Just go to a browser and say update ADT in Eclipse, because it's a standard URL. So Eclipse dot something something that you need to add into one of the options from Android. So that way you will get, yes, update Eclipse plugin. Yeah, that way, yeah, that will do. Yeah. Need to just find one link. Yeah, open that.
Gaurav, we won't
Yes.
be needed to start the SDK manager, right? For while developing.
No. At the time of developing, it won't be required.
Because for me, it's still not opening. It's giving the same error. S copy is not recognized.
Yeah, basically, so it's not required. Then
Here we go.
yes, try to click download. How to?
Make sure you use the sheet.
Yeah, that's what I was.
So if we're updating the UDT, right?
Yes, click. Yeah. Use this. Just copy this URL.
This one?
Yes. Full URL. Now come to your Eclipse.
Okay. Windows.
Last tab. Last tab, not this one. Sorry. Last tab. Help.
Help.
Okay, help.
Yeah, cancel this. Install new software. Second last.
So paste it.
Paste that. Yeah. And say add. Yeah. Say
ADT
okay.
update.
That's okay.
Name?
Name is not. Yeah, you can put ADT update. Not compulsory for your reference.
Okay, for my reference. Alright.
Developer tools. Expand. Try to expand that developer tools. Click the main checkbox. You can check. Above checkbox only. Parent checkbox.
All of them?
Go next. Next. I accept that. I accept.
No.
Next.
Finish.
Yeah. मर जाऊंगा Say okay, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, we always say for the warnings like that, we always say okay. Okay.
not giving, it's still it's giving error, right?
I'm sorry. Now all the errors are gone.
Yeah,
No.
go to project and clean once. One. No, not giving. No? That one project might have some.
So I'll just try and
Still,
open this one.
yeah, clean it once. Then okay. Yeah, then start
Yeah.
virtual device.
There you go.
Yeah, start. Might take some time to start up, launch.
Now that Android will come and all that stuff.
Oh, he has got options on it. For me, just this black screen came. That's it. No options.
Because when you are creating the device, you said no skin.
Okay.
But these hardware buttons don't always work. Sometimes they will just don't work. So for back button and for home button, you will get that software buttons also on the screen.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
was
but
telling like this.
I
It
never
should
got
have
this
some
Android thing on it. On the
Sorry?
black screen. Now he's getting this Android written on his black screen. For me,
Yeah.
it was just black screen.
Yeah, that's what I was telling. It is supposed to be like this. It's kind of loading the OS. It will take some couple of minutes, but it should at least start with like this. You might try with restarting the whole environment once, kind of closing the Eclipse and then killing the adb.exe process and then starting it again. Cleaning the workspace once and then try to start a virtual device.
Tell me once again how to start it so that I'll do it after.
What you mean by how to start?
Okay,
Yeah,
the
okay,
virtual
okay.
device.
Yeah, okay. So, Roshan, since you have already shared your screen, just minimize this your device at the front. Yeah, you close this. Show it from the start. You close this. Yeah. Now if you are getting that small icon, then it's okay outside only, or otherwise go to the Windows and you'll get Android Virtual Device Manager. Click that.
But mine is already running. So should I open it again?
Yeah, it's not opening the.
Okay, yeah,
open,
okay.
Just the manager. Yeah. So now if you have already created some device, then it will give. You can create multiple devices also. So it will give list of all the installed devices. You can start any device. You can just click on the name of the any device and you can just say start.
Okay.
That way. Press start.
Even I have started mine. Let's see.
Yeah, it's okay, but it won't start. You can just start it.
No, I just
But
want
it
to
has
see
one-
if that Android thing is coming or not, so that I can be sure like it's working.
Roshan, 1 second, just press start here. Oh, because we won't be, because you have one more screen after that. So it won't be starting the device. Just want to show Swapnil how it works. So wait, now don't do anything. Then when you get this screen, you just say launch. So that way it will launch your actual device, how Roshan currently got that device.
Okay.
So you go to the Android virtual device, select the name of the device, you say start and you say launch from here. Now you can close it, Roshan. These two screens.
It's still launching.
I again started. Still, I've got a black screen. I'm not seeing anything Android written on still.
We started the environment.
No. I just started it that way. Now, after we finish with the call, I'll do that thing. I'll just close everything.
Yeah. So what you two guys do? You can just actually I need to rush now. So what I'll do? I'll leave you this so you two can try this today, because anyways we'll be starting in development tomorrow. So at least if you are getting this screen now, this much screen Android. So the next step would be you'll be getting normal menu screen like what we get in the what we get in our phone, actual phone. So then you just need to, from Eclipse, you need to right click and you need to say run as, and you need to say Android application. So it will just run the application, and if you have not added anything till now, it will just, by default, it will just say, it will launch one screen which will say hello world. That is the basic thing. Then you can change the content of the screen, you can add and all that are second step. But the first basic thing, that is anyways part of tomorrow's lecture, that is running the hello world tutorial. So we'll check that tomorrow itself. So you can, by that time you can just try that by your way. So whatever happens, let me know at the start of the lecture tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll be leaving now. You two can try with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know we are meeting tomorrow, right? At the same time.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Then I'll be leaving. Bye.
Bye. Roshan,
Yeah, Supreme.
from the task manager, which process he asked you to end ADP?
ADT.
T for
T
tango,
for
right?
tiger.
I'm not able to find
No,
ADP.
sorry, ADB. ADB.
Right? Yeah, I'm able to find ADB, not AD.
Yeah, ADB.
Let me check, because this it should work for me. Or else again next class when he starts, I'll be like stuck with my installation.
Yeah.
I thought that last time I got everything, but again,
This Android stuff was working with me. I mean, it's taking some extra amount of time this time. I don't know why. It was working properly like before I had uploaded. Because I'd been online, I got this.
no, but
So
he said, right, for the first time it's gonna take 10 minutes to load. So,
No, I mean,
you're able to see that Android version, Android thing written on the black screen. For me, it was coming like a pure black screen.
yeah, this is taking extra more than 10 minutes right now though. Because what I did was I went and searched for some online available, those ADK files,
Uh-huh.
and I downloaded the got to run,
Mm-hmm.
and I got the thing working. It actually ran this project.
Okay.
So this actually ran on that window,
Uh-huh.
but it did not take so long. It's taking extra long.
Yeah, even I'm trying to run it now.
Would you like to share your screen?
Yeah, one sec. You able to see now?
Yeah.
I'm actually first trying to clean everything and then start. Okay, it's done.
Content error.
Actually, the machines we use, I don't think they are like proper for this Android development, because I was saying it takes quite a bit of RAM and memory for using it.
Oh, it takes a amount of time. It takes a amount of memory.
So
What are your configs for your computer?
my configuration is like I think 2 GB RAM and not that big memory. See, this is the screen I every time get. I don't know why.
Oh,
Nothing.
sorry, I missed your page.
No Android, nothing written on it.
Yeah. Just leave it like that. Because mine is 4 4 GB,
Hmm.
and at this point I believe it's not much anyway.
My configuration. Mine also might be 4 GB. I don't know. I bought it here after coming here itself,
Yeah,
and I
Windows
was
8, right? Yours is, so yours will be
Windows 8.
minimum 4.
Yeah, I think it should. It is 4. It's i3 processor.
Oh, that's same thing. i3 is the yeah, it's i3.
This thing
I got my laptop about 2 years ago. It's a Toshiba.
Mm-hmm.
So that time I got it all this stuff. But right now my laptop has become like a harmonium with the screen dangling here and there.
Me also, like last January I came to US, that time only I bought, mine is Samsung.
Mm.
Everything is Samsung, my mobile is Samsung, my laptop is I
Oh.
don't know, this is the screen for whole time I'll get it.
Oh yeah, mine started. I'll share my screen.
Yeah, I'll have to make you a presentation.
Yeah. So
Because you are
just like,
getting at least that Android thing, so you know it's gonna work. For me, though, I was not getting that thing at all.
so this is like regular apna Android phone.
Yeah.
Like it has a home screen and all that stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what about I'm not able to see that Android thing, so I don't know whether it's working also or not. It's just I'm able to see the Android thing. I'll be sure that it's working.
You know, this the new Boston app here that I had downloaded long time, but I don't know why it's not opening out to me. You know, the new Boston is one of those YouTube. It's just a training this thing. You know that guy?
No.
For Java training and all that stuff. There's this.
It's a
Sorry.
free. It's a free training, something like that.
Yeah, there's so many free training stuff available.
Oh.
But for Java, the new Boston is one of the famous ones.
Okay.
And this is what is happening.
When we were showing him in the screen, Gaurav just said to someone who is there, who might be with him, "Aaj mar jaunga." Yeah, I heard
Listen,
that.
no. Listen, dude. There is one more person,
Hmm.
right, in this.
Who?
It's got to be you, me, and someone. I believe in Vinod's place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think he told them. I think in his home there will be someone with him, right? His family or his some of his family member. He told them, I think.
Yeah, he told them. He told them.
Yeah. Aaj mar jaunga, he said. What's happening to mine? Still the old black screen. Why is it giving me problem? That's why yours is Windows 7, right?
Yeah.
I think I should shift over to Windows 7 because for Windows 8, not even this. When I was trying for that SQL Server SSRS installation, I had a hell lot of problem, and still I am having a problem. Again, I uninstall everything and again starting over. At one point, after so many months, it got installed, but then when I was trying to do something else, it was not getting done. So again, I uninstall everything. Windows 8 is not compatible for development, I guess.
Windows, I believe, is the best, right? Because it's open to everything.
No,
Whereas,
not Windows I'm talking about. Windows 8 is not good.
might be. I have no idea that.
Windows are always better, yeah.
Because
They are
Apple
more
is
user friendly, like Android.
Apple
Apple
is
everything is not never user friendly. Not even a Mac and not even Apple iOS.
Apple is you want to use me, you have to use my family. That's it. And this is taking forever.
What is taking from you? Oh, this one. But at least your app is working. Like now you can go ahead. Like it's working for you.
Yeah, I mean, I had actually ran this.
You can go back here. There was a back option here, right? One. So that is
Yeah.
like same like Android thing.
Everything is like an Android. So I'm closing this app right now.
So it got off.
Yeah, everything is off now. So in here, if I go right click and run as, now I have no idea where it is.
Don't know whether it's gonna start for me or still the black screen.
Oh, then it starts again.
Again, after some time it will come Android. Then after 10 minutes it will start. How did you apply for the full-time job through like through where campus or something like that?
It was campus job.
Huh?
Online. I mean, online as in via college recruiting site.
College recruiting site. Okay.
Yeah.
But I have heard like these college fairs and all, they are not even useful for F1 international students because most of the companies come there, they ask for green card.
Depends actually. RIT is one of the very reputed colleges.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's not like that. No, very good colleges also. The companies which come for the career fair in the colleges, right? They are they are never full for the international students. Like out of suppose 10 companies come, hardly one or two will be, if you are lucky, will be useful. Other it will be asking for green card or citizens only.
might be. But fortunately for me, that one company
That was good.
which gave me dhoka though, but
But it at least got you H1, right? That was good.
yeah.
So you do you have a stamped H1? Have you been to India and got it stamped?
No, I've not yet been to India.
It's been how many years?
Yeah, 4 years now.
Okay. The same thing. The reason why I'm going right now is like this is the safest way to go right now and come on F1 visa. Once
As an
this is
student.
done, yeah, like a student, and it's a stamp visa for me, so no problem. So once I'm done with this, then OPT and H1. So don't know when it to go.
Yeah.
You're not married, Roshan, right?
No.
Okay.
What about you?
No, I'm not. Come on, I'm still a student. How will I be married? What will I do?
Oh, I mean,
Take care
people
of my
who
wife
come for
here?
MBA, they are married people.
But I think the better option is to first finish your studies, get a job. So once you are settled, you can get your wife here. If you are only not settled, see, I'll tell you one thing. I work in Subway. So what? My wife should also work with me in Subway to take her for our defense. Here,
So-
student life means we do all those cash jobs and all, right? You might have done during your student life, I guess.
Very true, Bhaiya.
Huh?
Very true, everyone does it.
Yeah.
It's a part and parcel of the student's life. And if you've not done it, then you miss some very important part of your student's life.
That's the reason I told you to keep it at 10 because I come from somewhere around 9:30, 9:40. So once I
Hey, you're
start,
allowed to work off campus?
No, no one is allowed to work off campus.
Subway?
No, no one is allowed.
No, you're working in Subway, right?
90% of the international Indian students who come here, they in New York or here, they work like this only. It's like no one knows, right? You're working,
Okay.
and that's why the employer also pays you in cash so that your record doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Yes, so. And I have no idea why is it not working today.
No, like last time it's gonna take 10 minutes at least to. For you at least you're able to see that Android thing. For me to still the black screen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tomorrow's class I will show this screen to Gaurav.
Then leave it like this overnight. Let's see.
Overnight, like it's not gonna work because I know, right?
I'm sorry.
It's not gonna come. There's some problem in that. My SDT manager is only not opening.
Okay. Not responding. You want to?
Oh,
Close.
you are seeing my screen?
Sorry.
You are able to see my screen?
No. My screen. This is my screen.
Oh, because my case also is not responding. That's why. There is some message here, an Android virtual device that failed to load. Click details to see error. Let me see. There is some error. That's why it's not opening.
I didn't cancel it. No.
Oh, see now it came very fast for you.
No, I had not closed it. See, last time there was some error, so I had cancelled the launch. Now again I have launched it, so it's again installing the whole thing. Okay, there we go. It must have started.
Started? Yeah.
Where are you?
For
Starting
me,
activity.
what is the error it's giving?
I'm sorry?
For me, it's saying in Android some error was there. Don't know what error is showing, but
Installing this thing, that is success. Now starting activity. How long are you going to take to start that activity? I should have connected this to my tablet here. Waste of time I should do this.
while doing this, you need not connect to any device, right?
I'm not connected to any device. It's a virtual machine, right?
Virtual machine, right? So that's why I don't know what's wrong with it. It's not coming for me. There's some error I can see here. An Android virtual device that failed to load. Click details to see error. I'm trying to click it. I'm not able to see any details. Whatever it is. Let's see. Tomorrow I'll show this thing to you. Tomorrow.
Okay then, boss. I'll go to sleep now.
Yeah.
I'll catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, sure, man.
Sure, man. Good night.
Okay. Good night. Bye.
Take care. Bye.